Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about a serious problem that's happening all over the world, and that is climate change. So first of all, what is climate change? Climate change refers to long-term shifts in temperatures and weather patterns. These shifts may be natural, such as through variations in the solar cycle, but since the 1800s, human activities have been the main driver of climate change, primarily due to burning fossil fuels like coal, oil, and gas. There are a lot of different greenhouse gas emissions that are causing climate change, but the most common are methane and carbon dioxide. These come from using gasoline for driving a car or coal for heating a building. And did you know that greenhouse gas concentrations are at their highest levels in 2 million years? That's a crazy fact, right? And emissions continue to rise, and as a result, the Earth is now about 1.1 degrees Celsius warmer than it was in the late 1800s. And this last decade was the warmest on record. Many people think that climate change mainly means warmer temperatures, but temperature rise is only the beginning of the story, because the Earth is a system where everything's connected. Changes in one area can influence changes in all others. So the consequences of climate change now include, among others, intensive droughts, severe fires, rising sea levels, and catastrophic storms. Greenhouse gas emissions per person vary greatly among countries. But in the United States of America, emissions in 2020 were 14.6 tons of CO2 equivalent per person. That's more than double the global average of 6.3 tons of CO2 per person, and more than 6 times the 2.4 tons of CO2 per person in India. So to preserve a livable climate, average emission per person per year will need to drop to about 2 to 2.5 tons of CO2 by 2030. So we can start saving energy at home, because much of our electricity is powered by coal, oil, and gas. Therefore, we can start using less energy by lowering our heating and cooling, switching LED light bulbs, and using energy-efficient electric appliances, washing our laundry with cold water, and hanging things instead of using a dryer. And we should also try living car-free, because that can reduce your carbon dioxide footprint by up to 2 tons per year. So you should really try walking or riding a bike, because that can drastically reduce your greenhouse gas emissions. So, sorry. And when you're taking a trip or something like that, you should try taking a bus or train, and carpool whenever possible. So so we should try doing these small actions that will benefit future generations. So either we can pay now or pay dearly in the future, because climate action requires significant financial investments by governments and businesses. So, but climate inaction is vastly more expensive. So one critical step is for industrial countries to fulfill their commitment of $100 billion per year to developing countries, so they can adapt and go towards more greener economies. So please, we should work together to make our home a safer place. Thank you very much for having me here.